Welcome everyone to another live open source bug fixes and regressions here live on YouTube, putting money where our marketing mouth was. Yesterday we've seen that parted that we had to use on DEC Alpha, that previously high performance architecture was segmentation faulting and aborting and stuff on Alpha Linux, and lo and behold, may I present to you the same happening on x86-64, latest and greatest AMD 664 Linux. So yeah, let's try to debug that. For that, it's like, yeah, here we are, another day, you trust your partitions or your life or your work or stuff on C code, the glorified portable macro assembler macro preprocessor, and all you get is bugs and stuff. I quickly checked. It is the latest version 3.6, and there is not any significant change there since the release apparently in April earlier this year. So much to it. Could still be we are miscompiling that. Let's quickly find out. For that we quickly rebuild that. That shouldn't take long with debugging symbols. Also you want this in more color, alright. Also yeah, I'm running a virtual machine on Siri console just like we usually do here on this channel. And we need debug symbols, so there was debugging somewhere, should be tempfs. Alright, we maybe not use, doesn't matter the most, but don't use it, and always keep source dears, then we have the source around for debugging. If you're wondering why we have all these many options in T2, that is exactly why. Right, normally you want this stuff optimized except when you're debugging. And if you're wondering why there are strange options like keep the source, then yeah, for debugging. Where the freaking heck is debugging? It's not a recurring theme. And we probably should implement search here. Oh, it was by optimization. Shouldn't be too far away. Optimization. Here. Grid doubling. Yeah, maybe we need to work on our usability too. Let's quickly rebuild this, emerge, and we can see what happens with force. It probably should we get text. Okay, let's control C that after decompressed. Yeah, I will probably so I will start previous video discussions, usability, and our GitHub issues. Start to improve usability soon. I think I will change this emerge from source to ask by default whether to continue, because even when I run this, like we have dry run, like dash dry run also, dry or test run. Cheers. I need hydration, too much heat wave. So yeah, then it debugs this. So what does it take? Normally you would attach a debugger. In this case, I think it's relatively pointless. Linus Torvalds likes to guru meditate over source code, but I'm not guru meditating over like whatever is happening there. So let's either run this, so parted, either we just run it. Did this give us a core dump? Yes, it did. If you have a core dump, then gdb parted core, does it work? Okay, that is rather silly. Why are they not? Where's debug info not stripped? Why is this so shitty, or is it purely glibc? Okay, if this is so strange, which sometimes also like, yeah, I mean, except if it corrupts and whatnot, and the whole stack is already unwinded with some. I mean, maybe that is in glibc because it has thrown either abort or exception. Parted core, not core. Also not that. By the way, we could. This exits it normally. I guess yesterday. Wait a second. Interesting. Was it yesterday with DEC Alpha? I did run this, rerun this, didn't I? VDB. Okay, this is slightly different. Wait a second, why does it not? Ah, wait. Does it not match? Did I rerun this? No, I had to rerun this. Now I'm confused. Why does this not crash now? What did I done here previously? Emerge, parted. Wait, what happened here? Ah, wait, is this not a code I'm parted? No, what have I done here? Been parted. Now I'm confused. Or was it only from... So rebuild fixed it. Is that what you want to tell me? This is of course kind of worst case. Okay, cool. With debug symbols it doesn't crash. Thank you very much. This is the latest T2 ISO. I mean, in the installed system. Okay, so either it is now using other dependencies. It is possible that, like, yeah, that is of course Heisenbugs, right? The famous developers works for me, nothing to see. Let's basically rebuild it again without debugging symbols. I mean, it is, I would not call this just some one randomly miscompiled binary, with miscompiled meaning your compiler is broken and stuff because we built 32 combinations and DEC alpha previously aborted, similar to x86. It is possible, as there are so many variations, right? It is possible that it is now using other dependencies, like when we cross-built it, maybe whatever random stray dependency it was missing, or by pure chance and cross-compile testing not using. Let's rebuild this again. Yeah, that is of course, I mean, I can, debugging this. So how would you debug this? First, make double checks that it really occurs with the other binary, and then debug the other binary. For example, the cross-compile thing with debug symbols. But let's see. You can't make this shit up. With debug symbols, it doesn't. Thank you very much. Cheers. Welcome to the brave world of software development. Okay, so it's not the cross-compiler, it's not some randomly broken, imperfect Linux distribution system. I mean, obviously ours is one of the best, so certainly shouldn't be that. So like, yeah, 2023, building with debug symbols, hide the bug. We could quickly, for one test, I mean, okay, I'm relieved rebuilding that the same way. Fixes that. We could, just to make sure, see if we rebuild everything with speed. That's just a little bit, so like, first let's do a little bit of research in what combinations does it occur, because we optimize smarted. Also, we probably, do we have a, I would be surprised if we had a profile, probably optimization profile. No, we don't. So that means it is built always OS, because you have the smartest optimization of optimizing also not used code with size, because it never runs. No, so also it's not size versus speed. It's also very good to know. And last but not least, we could disable LTO and like one quick check. So that is a little bit of like, okay, first let's observe in what, like first make sure what exactly we're debugging, right? Some Heisenbug, optimization bug, linker bug. Someone face palms. Undefined behavior, code error with triggers when unlucky alignment, yeah, stuff like that. Can Okay, let's see what happens now. I mean, very theoretically, you know what, let's put on my to-do, which obviously has already probably 500 entries. Probably it exists. I know someone, maybe a Gentoo developer, already 15 years ago made some script of like optimizing something with all permutations of optimization options, like even not only O1, 2, 3 sizes, but also all the F3 and whatnot, and omit stack pointer and all the gazillion options. And so yeah, there's that thing, but also unrelated, probably someone has already made some rebuild some crashing thing, like auto rebuild some randomly crashing thing with all level, like OS, OS versus O2 LTO and whatnot, just to get an overview, or actually, you know what, why we are GDB or whatever, so we don't need to do this manually. Okay, so it's not LTO. As it's currently crashing, let's maybe run this VD. And if you're wondering what are developers, open source developers doing all this, like, yeah, with such imperfect Heisenbugs, developers waste their expensive hourly pay in companies each day. And open source developers do for free. And also my customers, for example, certainly everyone knows this, right? You have a bug, like certainly our software is also not bug free, especially we support, for example, an ExactScan over 500 own scanner drivers, and then PDF and OCR and stuff. You can imagine, even though we try to develop our software to the highest standards, even we have at times bugs, especially like if run this random Apple Xcode stuff and ever changing Apple frameworks and libraries. And then you have communicate with customers, right? And you tell the customers, do this and that. And they recently I had a customer that I supported personally, and he with a new scanner, because I'm the low-level scanner driver guy here, obviously. And this customer, I mean, first of all, he brought a scanner that we didn't, he was a customer, and then he brought a new scanner that we didn't list as supported, right? And the usual, why does my new effing scanner doesn't work, right? So I dealt with him, and like, he constantly didn't do what I'm asking, right? Can you test this? And he answers you something else. And he says, okay, but can you not test this? And then there's some other story. It's like the 10th email, okay, hey, look, we really, I mean, the 10th frustrated answer is like, look, I tried to help you, but for 10 emails, you're not doing what I ask you to do. It's like due. And it's like, yeah, if you're a user and you work with some developers, like maybe listen to what the developer says and don't waste everyone's time doing other random. But anyway. So, do we get, free locale. Free locale, amazing. Exit, interactive mode. No, that's a cool bug. So that's in libc. Maybe, so as this is in libparted, so we only have partial debug information, right? Or not really many debug information, because with debug information disappeared. So either it's doing stuff wrong. So this also runs probably with some exit registered at exit callback backhandler, because that is in exit, so that is main interactive mode and then exit. So as some libparted code runs, so that is the stack trace, the backtrace, and as this is after at exit, this must be some at exit handler, and so either it's doing some undefined stuff that, for example, breaks with latest glibc. I'm a little bit surprised that it works with debug symbols then, whatever that is related to. It could also be that it clobbers some memory, right? Like C programming in 2023 is as amazing as it was in the 70s, right? Some random libraries. So then let's try more. Emerge, Vagrant, let's up. So this might build some, no, it doesn't. So yeah, let's take out the next big gun, Vagrant, the outstanding open source memory debugging and stuff. So what this does, because so this basically will virtual machine, specialized for debugging, memory tracing, and allocation and initialization and stuff. And it is amazing, which probably drop exit means. There's also RR, the new reverse debugger, which we could 2023, you need to throw Vagrant and RR, the reverse debugger, on a bloody partitioning tool, right? Which is also, by the way, for my microkernel, I would rather write everything from scratch because everything I touch is somehow too broken. Breaking theme here. Let's quickly check. So that is Vagrant. I recently updated it. I think the 3.21 is brand new, just some weeks ago, I believe, or maximum month, only 3 months. Yeah, amazing release. Of course, we have it. Let's Vagrant that, because nothing like Vagrant. Of course, Vagrant also works. What? Vagrant GDB. What's it complaining now? Fatal error, function redirection, string. Cool, Vagrant doesn't work. So for some architectures, you cannot strip the glibc. Actually, I thought we built the glibc in such a way. Shit, that is not cool. So I specifically built our glibc. So usually we strip everything, just glibc. I mean, you could strip glibc, but since the advent of Vagrant a decade ago, we don't fully strip glibc specifically for this reason. I'm a little bit, so usually that worked. Of course, live on this, like every YouTube video win-win. Either you fix some bug and part it, or fdisk, or you find that Vagrant doesn't work for you anymore. Let's quickly check if, do I have here, need to be careful, like, does it work on a file? So, because that is my host system. GDB, HDB. Oh, cool, it crashes here too. Which version would that be? Is that the latest version, or? It's not even the latest. Was it 3.6, right? Yeah. So cool, the previous version also crashes. Because then we can test if Vagrant works in... Oh, didn't press delete enough. Okay, it works here though. Okay, this fails the same, amazing. So it's probably much older, so I don't constantly update each VM. And so it happens with the previous version and previous glibc, because that's on my host system is for sure not the latest glibc, because that is T2 from January. So actually, maybe that is the latest glibc. 2.36, and what do we have? This is one. So it happens for some time. New bug. Vagrant. Oh, there's no function. Set. I mean, it could be that we built this wrong if it works on other Linux distributions. Let's see. Do we do something strange with it? I mean, everything else in Firefox works, right? LVM2 workaround link error with readlink must probably be fixed in... Workaround link error with readline must probably fixed in readline itself. That looks a little bit suspicious. And we could rebuild this. There is also a new, could this be in readline? So let's, on my host system, so it's surprisingly even with the previous version, and here's PED disk Atari done? Is this address 0 is not stacked malloc or recently freed? And pet disk Atari done. Can't make this stuff up. Hey, maybe other distributions disable Atari support. Oh man, how did we deserve this? Why is stuff not bug free after decades? 1950. I've chosen some Asian time zone. I had just installed this. Maybe this was a bad idea, by the way. Okay, this is just the last. This does not have a config option. This is just in done disk types. Disk Atari done. Is this maybe this is optimizing to some kind of tail call, as this other is not in. So probably it calls the last as a tail call. Steven loves the challenge of amazing C-string handling. So much subtle broken code out there. Yeah. Also that it disappears with debugging symbols. Thank you very much. So that probably optimizes to tail call. Where is the Atari function? Okay, there is a Atari. Oh, there is it even. Maybe. Oh no, here's actually freaking. Wow. Here is they really explicitly call free locales. So maybe that is a real bug. Maybe this is not. Where was this? Like why? I mean, I could check other. The thing is, you could always say, why is this dumb YouTuber not checking all distributions? Yeah, which of the other 2012 distributions should I check, or should I now go to each Debian, Gentoo, Arch, whatnot, Red Hat, latest Red Hat fork, to see, and also like peel their obfuscated source RPM in pieces. Which was, did I collect? Okay, that is static, and so that is 0. I mean, maybe we can fix this simply by. I mean, we could check. Where is that even initialized? Why is here? Ah, here is no in init. GNU libc doesn't support GNU. So, maybe is this optimized away? Is it because it is PED is assert? So either this is fully optimized away. That would explain why it works in the debug build. Or I mean, we could disassemble it. Only did we? No, we didn't LTO. Object, nothing like object dumping. This object dump disassemble dot text of where is the object? Here. That was init. There was init. I thought already. Here's init. That looks pretty. That looks pretty optimized away. Once working with professionals. What a life! What a time to be alive! Cool. Congratulations for generating a nearly empty. What does it even do here? Jump? PED disk Atari init, or is that? Wait a second, maybe it's not fully optimized away. Maybe I was celebrating. What is it doing to load effective address? Jump. Is this jumping to here? What is this? What the heck is it even doing? Why is it? Am I reading this assembly wrong, or is this instruction just jumping here? I'm shocked. Maybe, how much stuff, what is it even? PED assert, where is it coming from? Okay, a lot of stuff is... you know what, maybe because it is doing the initialization in the assert, in the assertion. And then the question is, how is that? Do they have any other assignment in an assertion? Like how was this ever released? Like how is this broken? Do all the other Linux distributions build it with debug symbols? Are we the only Linux distribution, like, is T2 so fast because we are the only distribution who freaking optimizes the heck out of the binaries? Yeah, pro tip, maybe don't initialize stuff in an assertion. Lesson learned today, ladies and gentlemen, becoming a professional C programmer with this simple tricks. Yeah, what should I say? It is what it is. I totally don't know what I'm talking about. Totally no professional at work here. So this is assertion sizes, yeah, and don't do this in an assertion. Bug fixed. I'm shocked. I'm recurrently daily, or at some days I'm every hour shocked. I mean, not only about the growing climate crisis and brain dead politicians, but brain dead C code. I'm also shocked that it's not, since, like, according to my running system, it is at least probably a while like that. Tja. Maybe unit test? Maybe, I don't know, maybe fund open source, like, hey, Linux Foundation, maybe don't waste your 190 millions on 95% bullshit and use all your funding for open source and not only snake oil projects. I'm happy that this is at least a real bug and not... I'm a little bit burned with miscompilations of you build some stuff for Spark or Deck Alpha or Intanium and random bullshit happens. But more and more often the code is just there. So yeah, Atari C locale. I would not be surprised if this works now. Probably should send this upstream and get my... Probably I should share, like, subscribe, Patreon, YouTube membership, and GitHub sponsorship and all the good OnlyFans stuff. Because I probably should sit down a whole week and send, like, all the best patches upstream to get my name into really each and every niche open source project. Hotfix Atari locale.patch. Oops, I think I did this wrong. And if you wonder that this looks so shitty, that is just a Syrill console. Look for the same code, same bug in other places. That's exactly what I just wanted to do. I mean, I scrolled a little bit over that, but I just wanted to actually... Thanks for the pro tips, what I wanted to do. I scrolled already, but I actually wanted to grab for an assignment. So scrolling over it, I didn't see any. HFS, get empty. Yeah, I would call this HFS thing also buggy, to be honest. Okay, let's fix this too. Let's give Apple's hierarchical file system some love. And equals, actually, what was this assert in, yeah, that is only debug, if def debug, otherwise, here they have even freaking done it. here it's in a debug. I mean, so this is actually, I mean, this line, but that's also silly, right? But this is also really silly. In debug, I mean, this is also a little bit buggy. I mean, it's not fully buggy in the sense that, hey, for not debugging, they don't use assert, it doesn't do something. But it's, in a debug build, they assert and abort. And in the release build, they then return 0. It's like, yeah, I mean, either, I mean, because they are, like, if it should not be 0, then why return gracefully in a release build without error? But so this is a bug, right? Because that is then not so. HG not 0, and was it the same? Okay, here they have the same thing, so it's only one bug. This is just, nah. I mean, there might be valid reasons of, in a debug build, you want to know that it's not asserting, but I'm not really sure if this is always the best thing to do, so. Should we save this in a separate? What do we call this? Non-debug release? Nah. Just hotfix. So now we have this because I had saved this in the other file already. We need to. Also, like, so much to bug disappears in a debug build. It's like, no, we know why. It was explicitly coded to only work in debug build. That is what you. It's not always your compiler fault, right? Hotfix HFS patch, and that deletes the tari part here. HFS. Yeah, it is. It is what it is. People always believe I make all this shit up, but no, this is real. The bugs are real. The hashtag peak bugs, right? Don't delay. Merchandise peak bugs shirt. There in the YouTube pinned product things below. Cheers. Then we also have fdisk to fix, right? Because fdisk can't create BSD labels for 15 years or 18. Amazing. Parted dev. Also, I think it crashes even with a device VDB. Yay! Also modern code, right? Allocating locales in. It's like the C people. C++ is bad and inefficient because constructors and deconstructors. And then C people, hey, let's manually open code constructor and deconstructor init and finit stuff for the same performance overhead. It's like, anyway, amazing. Couldn't be happier. One big fixed, one bug fixed. Only took 30 minutes. Is that not amazing? You can't say you don't get what you pay for here on this channel. So hotfix. Oh wow, we have more hotfixes already. Musel, uslibc. Yeah, also the uslibc is yeah. Okay, we apparently also maybe don't need that anymore, which we had previously removed. Something of that sort, and then the rest. Should we? It is always a good recommendation to actually guru meditate over that there's really no typo in your copy and pasted code. This is scrolled shitty because sorry console HG data so hot fixed parted to not crash on exit and release. Optimized release builds. Can't mix this up, it's welcome. The Graver says maybe someone should tell him that Gentoo had already the patch. Yeah, and why did nobody send this upstream? It's like, it's nothing like 2011 news distributions, which by the way, fun fact, I said 50 minutes ago, should I go through all the 2011 news distributions, but it's like, yeah, if there's a bug, like, why is the bug fix not there? Yeah, okay, maybe it was upstream and nobody cared, that is, or maybe it was upstream and nobody understood it, or that are all fair points. But I'm just a messenger and developer bug fixer to fix it, what it's broken. However, I believe fdisk is not fixed in Gentoo. Also, the Gentoo developers didn't make a YouTube video about it, so how should I know? Fdisk is util Linux, so Gentoo ebuilds util Linux. Probably I should make a bookmark for this. Is this one? Probably. And do they have files here? Sometimes they have, sometimes they don't. More POSIX exit on into file. More. CTL exit on into file. Politically correct. Nah. Okay, but that looks upstream-ish. So there is not a fix for fdisk's BSD labels. What was the syntax for this? Create, was it? What was even? Parentheses are extra, experts only. What was the BSD label creation here? Doesn't be. Or is this only enabled for alpha? It is possible that it's only enabled for alpha. But yeah, to the Gentoo patch, it is broken for a while, so it's probably at least a year or something in the meantime that it's at least broken, if not longer, so much too. How much? Also, we have 2,000 Linux distributions, including dozens of forks of Red Hat, but shit is broken. Like, amazing. Cheers. Priorities. Why fix bugs if you can just fork another Linux distribution every day? Util Linux BSD alpha. Okay. It's not in here, but I remember maybe it was indeed only enabled for alpha. Download mirror util Linux BSD label, nested BSD label, entering nested BSD label. See also Wikipedia disk label. BSD menu CB verifies partition table. fdisk label BSD extra functionality experts only. Return from BSD to DOS? What? It is not here. Create a new label. GPT SGI. Backward compat. Okay. Here's something. Menu geometry. Exclude R. That is excluded R. There's exclude for BSD. Okay, there must be some BSD menu apparently. Menu BSD. Okay, that is only if it's return nested. RB for BSD. fdisk, new nested context BSD. It doesn't instantly look like it is limited to... Oh no, device null does not contain a... Why does it say device null? There is no BSD partition on dev VDB. Is the device null? Why is everything so buggy? I mean, you can't tell me that this should print null, should it? Maybe it is. There is. It's like how does this match to that? And yeah, so the behavior is the same. Yeah, it's still this label type DOS, although we told it to BSD label. So yeah, it does not work as it also doesn't work on x86 like it didn't on Alpha. Probably configure. I guess we can exceptionally debug that. Probably, can we? Probably, I would guess. What else do we have there? The problem appeared in version 3.3. Probably how many? 5 years ago? It is set. That means no maintainer ever built it, like no upstream maintainer ever built it in optimized without debugs. Like what are people even doing? But yeah. Not a... Oh, maybe it's not there. Fdisk, where is it? Tests. Not fdisk. LT fdisk. Just want to check what libraries. Yeah, it's using the system library that is. Fun. LD library path. Okay, now it's using this one. Okay, let's do debug stuff and then it doesn't work with usage stuff. VDB. I mean, we probably, to stay in this directory, probably can run this right. Oops. Oh wait, now this works? I thought it didn't work a second ago. Ah, maybe it doesn't. Okay, the question is, should we trust this libtool script? Okay, it does library path stuff, really, come on. Okay, let's risk that it works. We will soon find out if it doesn't work. Dev parse BSD does not. Not found DOS partition usable for So it wants, maybe that is a problem. Maybe they expect, do they somehow expect a DOS partition? Do they expect this? But somehow as this message prints context def path, but this is bizarre. Why do they? Do they always print this? I don't understand this code. So this is a function that should create a disk label. And then they always print in the beginning it doesn't contain a disk label? What were they thinking here? Somehow this looks strange. But okay, let's see what this function does. Look for DOS partition usable for nested BSD partition table. So I have the impression that's supposed to somehow work differently than I expected. But it's also not what GNU Parted does, right? GNU Parted can directly on the device create disk label. Oh wait, maybe we should BSD disk label Wikipedia like the code suggested. Let's see, what do they have to say? BSD derived computer operating system including Net, Open, Free and Dragonfly BSD. Previous videos all tested out here live on this channel. And SunOS, disk label, record stores, data storage device. Hey, even Wikipedia references to this stuff, not like the BSD2 hard disks, but data storage devices these days, such as old-fashioned hard disks. Blah blah blah. Historical bell labs, BSD Unix releases was fixed, compiled on each device driver. Yeah, what a garbage that was in the 70s. Traditionally, the disk label was embedded in the first stage bootloader. Now that sounds like a hard-coded mess. In the first sector or track of the disk, where the computer's firmware expected a bootloader to be. Having the label embedded in the bootloader meant that the loader did not itself need to contain code to locate, read the disk label. Nah, what a gross hack. In the world of PC, IBM PC compatible disks are usually partitioned using the PCs. Like, yeah, when in the 80s even IBM's personal computer was more advanced than hard-coded disk labels. Nested within a single primary. Instead, the BSD partitioning scheme is nested within a single primary MBR partition, just as the extended partition scheme is nested within a single primary partition with extended boot records. Sometimes, particularly in FreeBSD, the primary MBR partition are referred to as slices. So yeah, sometimes, particularly in FreeBSD, which is, I remembered previous video when we tried out BSDs, the primary master boot record partition are referred to as slices, and the subdivisions of a primary MBR partition for the nested BSD partitioning scheme that are described by disk labels are called partitions. Slices and partitions, there you have it. More fine-grained partitioning, like basically like similar to extended partitions. Just that then there's also where those letters come from. Like you have HDA, like, or HDA, SDA, SDA1A, right? And the extended, of course, follow only once after the four primary partitions. MBR partition ID for primary partitions that are subdivided using BSD disk labels are a 5 hex, A6. Wow, what a garbage. So all the bloody EBSDs all used another bloody magic numbers. Like, are you effing completely kidding me? Like, who would do such an uncompatible nonsense? Like, why would they change the bloody, like, if we don't have more IDs and confusion to waste? Wow, that is disappointing. Like, yeah, I hope you learned something, because even I learn crazy historic nonsense. BSD disk levels traditionally contain 8 entries for describing partitions. These are by convention labeled alphabetically A through H. Some BSD variants have since increased this to 16 partitions labeled A through P. Also by convention, partitions A, B, C have fixed meanings: A root, B swap. C overlaps the other partitions and describes entire disk, which is effing annoying. And also what Sun does in their partition table. Okay, what have we learned? We have learned that maybe we did this wrong. Maybe that is why it didn't boot on, but is also this message is bogus, right? So, and also other people, because other people for 15 years post, it doesn't work, right? So not only, so this is obviously confusing. And now I also, oops, looked out wrongly. Fixed at least the message. Let's try that again. Let's diff. Let's diff that, because this message with a null pointer is confusing. The in my opinion, stray and random, like randomly stray, aka random, as in it does, in my opinion, does not look like it has, like, what sense does it make? You want to create something and with unconditionally, without a check, it prints. There is not a disk label. It's like, yeah, due. That's where I want to create it. Why does this not diff view? Why does this not diff? Did we not? Ah, maybe partition BSD? Maybe that is why. Lib fdisk, lib block. Oh no, which did I? No, lib fdisk. Now I'm confused. Did I not? Which one did I just edit? No, this is disk label. Code from that BSD disk label. I moved this and I turned it. Or did I not save it? Maybe I didn't save it. I didn't save it. So then at least we improve our usability. And let's see if it at least works if we primary whole disk, create a new partition, type Linux. Okay, and type we need, what do they even list here? It was a something, wasn't it? Here are bloody disk labels. Yeah, in my opinion, also, yeah, I mean, the problem is then what, so I don't know if what deck, no one's right, I still need hardware donations, right? Probably shall like subscribe. If you have a dick alpha that is accumulating dust in your basement, or you just have some coins to spare, I still need to, because yeah, this stuff is even too expensive for me, right? And it's freaking slow, I don't really need it. And just to test that it does, I mean, maybe I should, maybe does GXEmule have deck alpha? Because QEmule doesn't have firmware, maybe sometimes they have Okay, virtual fun, background, TXM for one. It's not the real website though, I wanted the original. Emulating Santos station. Here is. Why do I always find so much random nonsense and not. Here is that so. Was I on the right side? Where is hardware? Something, release notes. Maybe documentation. Oh no, we're already on. Okay, whatever. Maybe not. So, because what is alpha then using? Or do they have here somewhere? Oh, so best with. Is this even case sensitive? Okay, use A5. And then BSD for disk label. Do you want to create entering nested BSD disk label? Wow, that even freaking worked here. So everyone on the freaking internet just uses it wrong. So it also created the whole disk thing here for C automatically. Not really sure. Or so it actually created two. It created like the whole disk. Okay, this is a whole. This is super confusing. So that took it from the partition, from the surrounding DOS MBR master boot record partition, and that is the whole disk. Confusing. Okay, but then it is less broken than I thought it is. Let's see if create works. Is it not create? Edit drive data, install bootstrap, show complete disk level. Link BSD partition to non-BSD partition. N. Or did I not? Or maybe I. Okay, A. Okay, it even uses A. Amazing. And so 248. Let's see if we can from 12M. It really did something. And does it? Okay, it does not automatically. Yeah, so the problem is, I noticed this earlier, the bloody F-disk is getting confused with all the whole disk things. And even in other, I noticed this before, in other, like maybe Sun or probably IRIX too. So SG IRIX, like, yeah, if you have this bloody whole disk things, then it, because now normally F-disk would now say, hey, continue at this end, but now it doesn't, which in my opinion also truly sucks, to be honest. Because that makes using it really hard, and then you need to be very careful, and you can't, like, our installer like adds partition by another, and then you would need to manually compute, or it's like, it's just completely annoying. But yeah, 2023, what to expect from a command line interfacing developed for 30 years. It's, yeah. Okay, like 10 gigs or so, that probably does something. Let's type a. Do they even, what types do they have now? Probably, alright, strange types. Do we have Linux here? No, I don't have Linux. Do we have X2 here? Yesterday we had, like, this funny, they have unknown, ISO, HPFS. They have here all kinds of crap, but not like, I believe, I mean, theoretically we would need to patch in X2 then, which I believe, so like, yeah, we have competing partitioning things that all are differently broken and quirky, and then like, why does this F-disk not support the same, like, parted, right? It's like, are they not both even, at least the other is a GNU project. Who's doing util Linux? So that is Free Software Foundation, right? At least GNU. Who's doing that? Okay, just other random people, because I can't. So here, what should we use now? A, and doesn't matter, right? Disk label written, don't forget to write disk label. So that is a confusing mess. So you want to tell me it single-handedly writes the disk label independently of the surrounding? It's like what nonsense is that? Disk label written to VDB1. Don't forget to write the VDB disk label 2. It's like seriously? Like return and I mean, not only is it effing annoying, but it's also like, then our installer needs it's super error prone, right? Like if there's an error or message or whatnot, and then all the scripting, and then it only writes one. Let's see what the Linux kernel does. I'm not sure if we build with BSD labels. Maybe not. BSD in... I mean, we for sure do that for DEC Alpha, but yeah, so more. Does our disk util thing, by the way, grabs that? Also that as well. VDB1. No, VDB. Includes the disk label and boot code. Wait, A? That is also strange. Includes the disk label and... Oh, but here, okay, here it indeed... Oh no, it actually decodes it properly. This is old questionable code I still sometimes use. Because disk label is some external unmaintained. So yeah, we deciphered some stuff, we fixed some error message. Let's quickly rebuild that. What else does it rebuild? Also Python, don't really want to build Python. Okay, fine, don't build this. And so let's read this aboot DEC alpha aboot again. And then people, like FreeBSD people complaining on my, I mean, not only am I a walking dictionary of 25 years of Unix, we know that experience, and then under my FreeBSD live stream where dumbest expected YouTuber with 25 years of Unix and mostly Linux experience tells me, I've not read the freaking FreeBSD manual enough to be too dumb to install X11 on. It's like, dude, there is a limit of how much I should copy the Wikipedia and run them handbooks into my brain. It's like, hey, give me some brain memory chip, and then we can talk memorizing even more shit. But so the question is then, how is DEC alpha booting? Because disk label, since the E2 write boot command may fail. May fail on a highly fragmented disk, and since reformatting a disk is so generally safer to install, it's like, yeah, don't do this. Don't do E2 write boot. Safer to install aboot on the hard disk using swrite boot. Yes, obviously due. Swrite boot requires that the first few sectors are reserved for the booting purposes. Yes, we know this already. We suggest that the disk be partitioned such that the first, but the question is then, on a properly partitioned disk, it is then possible to install aboot as following. SDA, yeah, and what is with the disk label? On systems where disk C is the entire disk, will necessary to force write of aboot. Yeah, so that is a thing. Then we also need to adopt our installer. Our installer is not running this with -f, right? Will be necessary to force the write of aboot. Also like all this complex mess. It's like, but if you use it like intended, you need to force it. It's like, in my opinion, like that is and that is why Linux, and sure, nobody installs, like no sane user or developer ever had a DEC alpha or is using it today or stuff, but like this kind of details are just the frustrating BSD Linux experience, right? Like you read, not only do you need to read the freaking manual, you need to understand and guru meditate over each but not this, but not that, but don't do it that way. And if you do it the intended way, then you still need to run it with force and manually specify partition number. On Jensen, is that some whatever that is, you will have to, maybe some Debian version, who knows? I'm not into Debian. Since you need to write a kernel, misplaced 2 megabyte, compressed kernel, use, that's right, yada yada, building the Linux kernel, booting Linux, device naming, blah blah, whatever. But people reported in our amazing Discord of our amazing news distribution, because obviously we have DEC Alpha users, as we have Itanium users, as we have SGI users, or Sun Spark Station users for this Linux distribution supporting all and every freaking architecture for free. We actually have reported that the installation didn't boot because, I mean, hey, I don't obviously have real hardware, and QEMU doesn't come with firmware. Where is our somewhere fdisk vd fdisk there, print entering. Okay, hey, maybe it is. Okay, maybe it is supposed to say it has a disk label, the message we patched away. But it wasn't conditionally. Or was it? It didn't look conditionally. Device does not contain the BSD disk label. This is mesh message. So maybe we only enter this code path if it is already known that, but then it's printing the wrong device name. I mean, either it's printing the wrong device name or it's... Let's build this again. And this is also the other time. I mean, not only 15 minutes of researching, 50 minutes of research and reading the freaking manual, and then also really testing what we've done, right? Watson tested it's broken, so we thought we patched something useless away, and maybe it's useless after all, useful after all. But I would still say this message is wrong because it shouldn't, like, it clearly shouldn't print f. Okay, this message. Okay, so this code path does only. This code path is only called if we have no disk label. Nothing like typing on a. I should use some more modern terminal thing. So all right, I patched this away already. Let's fix it differently, because that here is clearly the wrong, or maybe it is, maybe we can't even fix it easily. Let's see, fdisk context, oh, that clearly is coming from somewhere else. Does not contain, I believe, the other. Like delete p. Yeah, so there is no BSD partition on dev. There is no BSD partition. BSD partition. No BSD. There is here parent. I saw it already. Parent. I thought something of that sort. I just parent def. There, yeah, context. Parent def. There is no context. Parent def. So I didn't broke this in serial confusion. Yeah, from context to context parent. Let's rebuild this. So normally, pro tip, you would do this in the source tree. I'm just too overconfident that it probably fixes it. Otherwise, because if we would not epic thread rip that in within some minutes, then obviously it would suck to waste now 30 seconds of multiplied by 24 threads build time. Ah, cool. So much to error. Doesn't have a member. So much to being overconfident. Immediately shooting ourselves into the foot. Util Linux fix file. fdisk bsd part. Where was it? bsd c. No bsd. Where even was it? Context parent. Is this another context parent def path? Why does this fdisk context? It looks on the first glance, but apparently I missed something. I don't know. Make opt has no member. Ah, I did this. Okay, this is probably a issue in in serial console. This is, yeah, this was confusing. This is partially broken. Okay, the problem is also this at times here off by 1. Probably not. Okay. But this thing there is off by 1. It's probably fine now. Yeah, I need to investigate. So the serial console. If you know, I mean, I said this before. I really wonder. I mean, for years I just don't look into this. I mean, there are probably very technical reasons. Maybe this size is off by 1. I have no idea. This is super strange. Or it's in the case of terminals always have been like this. But maybe there's something just out of sync between yeah, maybe, okay, maybe because the size doesn't match. Maybe if I would size this precisely to 80 by 25, maybe then it wouldn't be distorted like this. Probably that is the reason. Okay, so now we can enter this, entering, and what was it, R? Leaving, delete, BSD, device def. Yay, we fixed the message. 2 bugs in one video, just 1 hour 15. So if that is not something, small step for, I don't know, small step for the open source world, another big step for this YouTube channel, or the other way around. Share, like, subscribe, Patreon, GoFundMe, YouTube membership, or OnlyFans. For the OnlyFans. So this, of course, doesn't work. Yeah, I believe. Yeah, I mean, this is basically still the same message, but yeah, whatever. So I guess it's fine now. Let's quickly, hopefully, which are we even? All right, let's commit this because we are in a VM. It's sometimes easy to forget that you're working in a VM. Fdisk util Linux hotfix BSD disk label. I mean, this is boiling. I thought I need to fix more. I thought the creation doesn't work, but it's only method. It was also misleading. So util Linux. Fixed util if disk to print the correct device path SD disk labels, something of that sort. Fixed util Linux fdisk to print the correct device path for BSD disk labels. I guess that is a fair summary. I guess that was all. Shut down, hold. Let's rebuild, also screen up. Let's rebuild util Linux for alpha and give it a try on alpha. For example, that the Linux kernel correctly creates then BSD partitions in the BSD disk label slices. I guess that should work, but it's only one way to find out. Live here on our channel. Target, oops. New package, let's hope that builds. Probably first L build for alpha. ISO alpha. Nothing like firing. System alpha kernel. Alright, we need to change to here. Alpha boot init rd ISO console HDA. So we don't need that. And we need that. We probably don't need graphic now. And actually we had that twice. We had this twice. This is probably... it's probably... Okay, yesterday I said I didn't realize yesterday that we had this twice. So much I was already wondering, so that does not work automatically. I just had it accidentally in there. So, and then... oops. The new fdisk. What? So that is actually okay. It is indeed showing the disk label, interestingly, straight on the device. It does not allow to create it that way, but it at least shows it this way. Actually, wait a second. If we, what was d4 DOS? Can we return? Oh, interesting, it doesn't have return then. Okay, interesting. That so maybe it only works accidentally, but now, or actually, because now we don't have return to the main menu. Fun stuff. Interesting. It looks like it should be specifically designed to support that, but it doesn't allow you to create it that way. New disk tab? What? Or is it not? It's probably MBR. Not MBR. Oh, come on. What is that bloody type? BSD, GPT, MS-DOS. Some call it MBR, other call it. I mean, this is a little bit like if it's MBR. I mean, it's not MS-DOS, right? It's MBR. But nah. Okay, fine. Baby erased. Yes, continue. It is already written, and then disk. So BSD. There is no. The device does not. Oh, wait a second. This is still a little bit. No, wait. What have we done? So I patched it for. What was the message also there? I know BSD. I know what. BSD partition. Okay. This is okay. This is a little bit because I don't know. I was wondering. Okay, they're talking about two different things. They talk about BSD partition, and then disk label, which is also the BSD people would call this slice and that partition. What a confusing mess. So, because now I wonder, do we really want two messages? There is no BSD partition. I mean, it's again confused even me here. There's no BSD partition. Does not contain a BSD disk label. Do you want to create a B? I mean, in a way, it is still a bit of a bug. That you can't create. I mean, maybe we should patch it after all. That. Okay, we leave it for now. We need to research what Dick Alpha is doing there. If we really need this. But yeah, it's a little bit inflexible. It supports it on a disk, but then doesn't allow to create it on the disk. But it is what it is. I slightly wonder if that should oh no, it shouldn't. I mean, it is what it is. So here, it did that. By the way, 2004, I wonder. It's probably inclusive, right? Probably. Value out of range. 6.7, did I copy the. No, I copied the. What do we need now? This one. I hope it knows what it's doing. Where is here? It's the same end as why is this end here different? D is 0 to 67135. Not really sure what's going on with that thing. 6718. What? 67188. So this is correct. Six, 7, 1, 3. What's this supposed to be? Is this wrong? Should this be 284? Should this be, I don't know, this, something is also strange here. I don't think it's supposed to be like this, but with 2000, is this a difference of 2000? 48. Doesn't look to me like that. It's more like 5000. Or is it 2000? No, it can't. 24. No. Looks buggy to me. But whatever. So, has been altered. Let's see what the Linux kernel made there. SDA. Okay, the Linux kernel doesn't grok that, right? So now we have disk label inside, so good that we tested that. So we made here some efforts for like nothing when the Linux kernel apparently does not do BSD slices in partitions. Cool. So this still didn't fix our bug really, which also like, why does the Linux kernel not support it, right? Yeah, in my opinion, there should not be. Yeah, these are niche features for niche platforms. But so, congratulations, we now know how to create BSD slice partitions that the Linux kernel will not. Yeah, next we can patch the Linux kernel more. Yeah, long story short, I need to dig alpha. Hardware donations welcome. Otherwise, just send your monies. I wonder how difficult would it be to patch util Linux to. Should it not be able to, instead of using a partition? It shouldn't be that difficult in that case to just. It already knows that. It already knows that there is not a BSD partition. So that is still a bug, right? So we fixed this, but that's also the thing, right? You think, okay, well, let's just fix a message. Initially I wanted to fix the creation. So basically we now can create BSD slice partitions that we can't use on Linux. So we're not really like 1 hour in, only 40 minutes for that feature, but if fdisk already knows there's not a BSD partition and we tell it like, hey, create disk label, if it asks to create one, it's still a bug, right? I would still call it a bug. If it says there's not a BSD partition, you want to create a BSD disk label, it should, in my opinion, do that on the disk or not. Yeah, one step forward, one step back. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed to learn something. As always, don't forget to share, like, subscribe. Have a good day or night, and I hope to see you soon for the next fun stuff to come.